My story started 10 years ago. So you solve this muck using a technique known as sewage treatment plant, STPs. Let me take a step back on decomposing. The way nature works is they break down everything down.
Right.
So that's how nature, and it takes long time, but they break down. Unlike other things, not like the crypto or something. Bio-mimicry is mimicking nature. Famous example is the bullet train. The bullet train was making a lot of noise,
Right.
because it is a flat
Yes.
face.
Yeah.
Then these guys copied the kingfishers,
Yes.
and then the noise completely.
How many years did you the journey is how long?
5 years he started selling.
कभी एसटीपी के बारे में सुना है? सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट, यानी हमारे घर से पानी के साथ निकलने वाला ये सारा वेस्ट ट्रीट होकर रिसाइकल होता है फॉर ऑल यूजेस अपार्ट फ्रॉम ड्रिंकिंग. बट कभी सोचा है कैसे? हु आर द पीपल डीलिंग विद दिस एंड व्हाट न्यू टेक्नोलॉजीज दैट आर changing the landscape of this space, making the maintenance of such STPs as good as free. Let's welcome ECO STP founder Tharun in our new episode of Sleepless Rangers.
Hey Tharun, welcome to Sleepless Rangers and thanks a ton for joining in. And this is the second time I've requested you to travel from Bangalore, come down to Bombay, and you have done that. I cannot be more thankful. And thanks a ton for always being there on the call available and just saying yes every time. So thanks a ton for that. Welcome to Sleepless Rangers.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely pleasure. And Tharun, I'll tell you one thing. ये जो subject है आपका, I'm not too good at it.
Okay.
But because of that, I'm going to ask a lot of questions. And I believe our audience are in for learning something really beautiful and amazing about the space that you are catering to. I believe there's a great importance. We don't understand. We know it is important. We don't, work too hard to try to understand
Right.
why, how it is happening. And I'm looking forward that today you answer all the questions that I'll be asking.
Absolutely.
So be as patient as possible. And please do not mind. I'm going to throw a lot of questions at you.
Please.
So can we get started?
Yes.
Okay. So Tharun, my first question that I ask every guest who comes here is, why are you doing what you're doing?
Right. This is my story started 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago it started. I live near this infamous Bartur lake. I don't know how many people know about this lake that keeps burning once in a while. So that
Right.
it burns.
You've all seen it in the
You have
news.
seen it, right?
Yeah.
Let me rephrase. Last time it burned 2 years back, it burned for 14 hours. A lake burning for 14 hours. We got army to douse it. Now, because the local administration couldn't douse it. Army came in, 5,000 Jawans were deployed to douse a fire in a lake.
Yeah.
They got bitten by snakes, and that's how they managed it. The way why it's burning is because the sewage that comes in. 400 million liters of sewage comes every single day to the lake. 400 million liters every day. Right? You guys in Bombay are very lucky. There's a sea. Right? I was reading in an article says the worst places are Sea Face, Versova, and Hajiari. The three places where most of sewage is going. Right? And that I thought these are all very nice, great, posh places.
Right.
And Modi ji was there 2 months back to put a STP plant in place. He's implementing 8 STPs in Mumbai to track Mumbai's pollution, and that's costing 28,990 crores.
Wow.
28,990 crores, right? So that's like something. It's like a Bata pricing.
Yeah.
He just announced, and it's going to happen because he's things happen. But that is the current issue which we have. So Bangalore doesn't have sea. Chennai has got a sea.
Yeah.
It goes there. So Bangalore all goes to the lake, and that's very impacted. So the community I live, we are also part of the same problem. We are also giving to the lake, and lake is burning. Then we felt bad, man. Come on, we're all. And I was not in this field. I was in IT, and we are good citizens, right? Nice people, and we are happy in our villas. We don't care what's happening. One day, whole thing overflow, big mess, land up there. We found that pipe that goes to the lake is blocked, and its mess is all over the place. The muck is all over the place. Then how do you solve it? So you solve this muck using a technique known as sewage treatment plant, STPs. STPs are used to treat waste. Waste can be water you flush down, your washing machine waste, your bathing water, grey water, black water, RO reject water, everything goes waste. So some people now started saying they don't call it waste water, they call it used water. So that's a new jargon, used water. Some people call sewage. So sewage, wastewater, used water is all the same. So we had to convert this bad water to good water, or at least better water. That's why we use STPs. That's a thing. And STPs are the government. STPs as a rule is not functioning very well in India. And whatever little bit itself is very bad, and no one really knows how much waste is generated. So that's another huge issue. There are multiple numbers. So we go with whatever the government publishes. There's something called CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board. Every year they publish how much they're good in publishing. Actually, their job to do it. So last year they said India generates 70,000 million liters in a day, sewage generated.
70,000 million liters
a day generated, and out of the 20,000 is treated by the government. The rest is all over.
I'm scared.
So this is very, the government says, guys, every year publishes 70,000 milliliters per day, 20,000 treated. Balance is all goes right. So from entrepreneur, it's an opportunity. It's also a problem where you can we can split it. So I got personally impacted because of this leak issue. We started, okay, let's put an STP. We started Googling who were the STP vendors. We met a couple of STP vendors, and we found they all have one single technology. That is, you blow air through fecal matter. That means you put all your fecal matter, whatever you flush down, your washing machine waste, your bathing, everything in a large tank, and you blow air in the bottom, and they get treated, and they use a functionality called aerobic bacteria or aerobic. That's so aerobic bacteria means you need air. So air means you blow air. So that's, and Bangalore, there's a huge pocket. We have 18 hours pocket sometimes 18 hours. So how do you blow the damn air? We can't put. We said, okay, don't worry, we'll put a solar, we'll put a UPS. But these motors are huge one. We're talking about 20 HP, 30 HP motors. So how do you do a 30 HP motor? How do you run on UPS or battery? Right? I need to have something. We said, guys, it's not sustainable. Then we found that's another motor which also adds the sewage in every 1 hour or 1.5 hours. So like 2 tanks. One motor picks up the sewage and puts it here. And this will blow air. So this is the thing. So 2 items. One is blow air and one is add the fresh bacteria. Bacteria works on it and the aerobic bacteria works on it. Top layer you have a clean water. That you skim it. And then you filter it out using a charcoal filter. So it's a sieving. You're not treating. You're just filtering it out. It's like a So that's what. So I'm hoping I'm not going to.
No, that's good. That's right.
So bubbling, adding fresh water, top layer, take it out, skim it, and that's it. So different names comes MBR, MBBR, moving bed bioreactor. There's one technology name. Another popular name is called SBR, sequential batch reactor. So Bombay, Pune, this area is all very good, and they all like is MMBR, moving bed bioreactor. And South is all SBR, sequential bioreactor. So different names are there. But it's all the same. Blowing up. So we went take one, brand 2, Thermax, and exchange. Then I'm completely, I don't know this, right? I'm coming from IT perspective. Fresh eyes. Hey guys, so how, and it's not sustainable. How long can you blow air? I mean, okay. So one guy says you need to blow air only 20 hours. Mine is only 18 hours, right? I mean, that's it. And that's how the thing is. We have to, and this is ripe for disruption. And look at it globally, that's how it is. The last 50 years, 60 years, same tech. Nothing has changed. I was so shocked because your television, new television, flat TV, talk about the innovations happening across. Why this? And this is a very pertinent thing, right? It's every day morning you go and shit, right? It's so important, right? Why is nobody's able to innovate anything on this? Why it's all incremental innovation? And it also boils back to the good old innovation dilemma theory where people don't want to change. I have this mission, the mousetrap that works. Well, if we keep on making money, why should I even think of something else? And when it comes to sewage, no one bothers. They pay the bill, so take it. So that's what. So then we said, okay, how do nature solve this? Right? Because nature, 4.5 billion years, nature had a way to solve this, right? So, but we knew it, but we didn't get it right that time, 10 years back. But we had a septic tank. So septic tank also does some treatment. So when we did study on septic, and me and my friends together, we tried because we all completely new. We found that septic tank has got an organism called anaerobic bacteria. That was the
Okay.
key for them. So anaerobic bacteria is a nature's lowest point decomposers.
Okay.
Let me take a step back on decomposing. The way nature works is they break down everything down.
Right.
So that's how nature, and it takes long time, but they break down. So they have this millipedes, centipedes, termites. They all break down, break down, break down. You put a log, it will take few years to break it down. That's how it breaks down.
Got it.
And in the smallest unit, this anaerobic bacteria comes in,
Okay.
and they break it down further.
Okay.
Right. So this is how nature does it. Right now, anaerobic bacteria is there in a septic tank, so we know it is there. So we tried to improve the septic tank. We added more chambers. We improved it, but still, you didn't get the quality of the normal STPs what we did. So then, during this process, we had a working in my own community, and it's very, it's like called eating your own dog food.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to, our community is trying out, tinkering, trying something out, getting some friends, and we had a lot of people to help us out. Then we got some way of handling how to do this. We found a cow's stomach has got a very good anaerobic digestion, so to speak. So cow's stomach, rumen reticulum, omasum, the 4 chambers. Right?
Okay.
That's why the very intense anaerobic digestion. Even cellulose it can digest. Indian cows will even digest it for fasting. Seriously, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's very intense anaerobic digestion, which we try to replicate in a civil structure.
Wow.
In a civil setting. That was it. Then we spoke about, talked to people. There's an entity called Bio-mimicry Institute based in the US, Montana. So they're doing a lot of research on nature-based innovation.
Understood.
And we got, and that's amazing world, the world of biomimicry. So that's where we got a funding from them. We went there, me and my colleagues went there, sat them, learned a bit, tried to improve this tech, improve. Taking a bit on biomimicry. Biomimicry is mimicking nature. And the old one is about the Velcro. George Michel took a dog for a walk.
Yeah.
And when he came back, he had a burst on his jeans. And he just not. Then he just copied this and he patented this, and that's it. Velcro. That's how Velcro started. Another famous example is the bullet train. The bullet train was making a lot of noise,
right?
Because it is a flat face.
Yeah.
Then these guys copied the kingfishers,
yes.
and then the noise completely.
Yeah.
My favorite example is the Mike Schweppes, the swimmer, who won 8 golds.
Yes.
8 gold. Why did he win 8? He always wins golds.
Yeah.
He won 8 gold in one heap because he was wearing that shark skin suit made by Speedo.
Right.
The sharks, when they move in, it's known as, I don't know if you're swimming or not, they glide is the word.
Yes.
That's how they glide. So it's small dentricles. Right? And there's no moving parts. It's just pure design. Right? That's the beauty of nature.
Absolutely.
It's dentricles, when you do this, that's what you get the movement.
Lovely.
So Speedo guys copy the whole thing. Right? And it's not easy to copy. That's why it's known as biomimetics. How do you copy So they tried some ceramic tech then the 3-4 combinations to copy this. And they made a suit, and you can't wear the suit multiple times. I think 1 time, 2 times, that's it.
Okay.
Right? And wear this, then the guy can get I think some 10% drag delay something. Drag delay.
Okay.
Gain. Drag delay gain. That's a tech word. So when you wear
that's like opposite of the friction.
yeah. So imagine in Olympics, everyone is good.
Yes.
Everyone is touching the end point. And the winner loser is all microseconds. Microseconds, right? So somebody's got this edge. The guy won it. 8 golds, and even it was banned.
Yes.
People say it is banned because it's a branding issue. They said they brand as a laser. So laser itself is like laser means a laser. So some people said Speedo, you should have put some other name like a laser, but it got banned. So nature biomimicry exists. So we learn from this. So cow is a great example. And we copied the whole thing. We improved it. We got a product ready in 5 years' time.
Got it.
And then we started a company called ECOSTP Technologies. We started and we applied for a patent. We got a patent. We started selling slowly. And initially we completely stealth. We completely sold only to the small shops because when you go and tell people STP itself is a pain, right? I mean, it's no power, no chemical. No one want to listen. How is not even possible, right? I mean, and you're a startup, right? You have no background in this industry. You know? It's just not how is possible. So we got few initial customers, rolled it out.
made sure it happy, and we took some customer testimonials.
Right.
Slowly build up the base, and we had some teething issues. We ironed it out. We got 100 customers. Only after hitting 100 customers, we started making little noise.
Okay.
So after first 100 customers, we got and done, and then now we are doing the large ones. Now we're doing some Brigade, Others, DS Max,
Wow.
the Adani Realty, and all we started. Tata Steel. So all the stuff we started. But first we did this low base,
Got it.
and that's how we do. So what it does is you put bad water in, you get good water out without no power, no chemicals.
Okay.
Water flows through multiple chambers, so a lot of pipes involved, and we supply the entire design. We supply the bacteria for it. It's some secret sauce how we do this.
Okay.
And you put bad water in, we get good water. I'm going to go to technology part.
Sure.
Right? That's how it is, and it goes underground.
Understood.
So it's like it can be below this. It can be completely covered, and it just only once in 2 years you have to remove the sludge, which is a fertilizer.
Got it.
No other maintenance at all.
Understood.
And the last week, we did 1 billion liters of water. We treated 1 billion liters of water.
Wow.
Without no power, no chemical. Yeah.
Superb. So I believe, okay,
Too long.
I have got many questions, but let me tell you, none of our episodes have had a start like this. The one that we have just now, almost 20 minutes narrative of how passionately you took through all the points. Now let me revisit it for our audience a little bit. So you talked about the problem that you saw in the lake nearby, and then the narrative moves to how you realize that what is it that is causing the problem and how everybody in this space is doing the same old traditional stuff. And almost from 50 years, technology has not been changed at all. Wow. And then that is where you understand that there's a bacteria which is
aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic and anaerobic.
Yes.
The two different.
Absolutely. So I'm just recollecting for everybody so that
so we work on anaerobic.
And then how it is really helping in terms of solving the problem. And then the next inspiration is cow, and the fact that they have this in abundance, right? And after that we move to the narrative where how you guys went to US. And there is Bio-mimicry.
Bio-mimicry Institute.
The Bio-mimicry Institute. But that is called Bio-mimicry, isn't it?
No, Bio-mimicry is the actual action.
Actual action. Okay, so Bio-mimicry Institute. Wow. So guys, I've never, in 20 minutes span, the kind of knowledge that I just garnered, I'm feeling damn rich, and I'm hoping that all of you who are watching it have learned. I have a lot of questions, and I'm going to keep asking the questions because the first 20 minutes itself has set so many questions in my head. I don't think I'm going to spare you before I get all the answers.
Please,
okay,
please.
So let me move to the next question, which is an important one for me. You mentioned that last 50 years technology didn't change at all, and now you found a particular way of bringing a certain change here. My question to you is, in this whole phenomena right now, the solution that you are putting, how effective it is for a use case for any of the clients who you are working with, in terms of how do you sell yourself? What is the pitch that you give to them? That's one. Second, what is the value add that you sell to them? That if they don't use you and go to the old traditional method, what is it that they're losing?
Right. So selling is simple. We tell them that this first all works. First question is, does it work? Customers don't care about aerobic and anaerobic. They want the system to take.
Absolutely.
So this works. Definitely, the biggest challenge is to convince them it works. Let me take a step back. This anaerobic bacteria, anaerobic conditions doesn't have a great PR for some reason.
Okay.
Right? Because no one likes. We say this is the nature's creation. But no one bothers about. No little research done on them. No one wants this. Everyone wants this aerobic fellow. Aerobic fellows where the money is. You're blowing air. All the GE and others are spending billions of dollars on research. How do you blow air better, right? So that's for. So if you go to Google, also aerobic gets first all the pages. Anaerobic comes last. Right? And anaerobic has got a negative connotation. Anaerobic is slow, is septic condition. So there's no much takers for anaerobic as a concept. So we had to come back and tell guys, these are the nature's wonder. So many builders, if they go to a developer or a factory, they'll always go to a consultant. So consultant doesn't understand this. This is biology. So this is completely green chemistry. So they don't get it. Hey, guy, what is this? How does anaerobic digestion work? So they said no. So we said no, forget about it. you can't see the installations. Is all something working? Come to my place where it's working. Talk to, so we show them the difference. The benefit is very clear. We clearly what we tell today is don't consider this as an STP. Consider this as a teller machine. Something that makes money for you. So
Okay.
wow, so spin the whole thing, right?
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Go for
yeah.
it.
What the hell even STP?
Everybody understands this.
Yeah, STP is a pain, right? So then tell me,
Yeah.
then we say, okay, suppose for a 100 KLD, say 150 homes,
Yeah.
if you put an STP, you compared to the other STP, this will make money. You will save 8.5 lakhs in a
Yeah.
year because no power, no chemical, no operator.
Okay.
So first of all, I won't believe this. Right? So we have multiple case studies to be. We got IIT Madras to consulting team to do a study on ROI. So we have a lot of validation to.
Okay.
And builder also knows because he knows spending money on it. He may have some
Yeah.
project or factory manager may know
And
some
this
project.
8.5 lakh is
Eight-
on how many people? Like
This are 150 homes.
150 homes.
Give me an example. 150 homes.
Got it. Yeah.
Also, to feel good, so this is a hard cash. So
Sure.
savings year after year. So 8.5 lakhs you make every year after year, forever, right? So
Got
it
it.
looks too good to be true. You also save coal because you need power to run the operation.
Right. Yeah.
India's power is 80% from the coal. So we have a coal calculation again done by my friends in IIT Madras. So how much? So 50 tons of coal you save every year.
Wow.
Right. So an apartment, your sustainable straight. I'm saving 50 tons of coal for the nation. I'm also making money, right? So
Yeah.
but not him. Not necessarily developer makes money. The developer hands over to the end users. They are
Right.
making money for us. So some of them don't care. Why should I even bother? Because this is
Yeah.
a clear value
And
prop.
it will be tough proposition for them to sell it to the customers as well at the end of the day.
Right, right.
For them to monetize as a value add on from the customer, that would not be coming easy.
No,
Yeah.
but many customers have now started. Many customers started advertising, say that
Yeah.
buy my apartment or buy my flat because I got EcoSTP.
EcoSTP, yeah.
Because we have one developer in Bangalore. He went on one whole 2 months.
I've
he
seen
went
that
to-
ad, yeah.
Yeah, Radio City
Yes.
even because these are everyone tired of this Jaguar fittings and other things and all. What more can I offer? Everybody offers everything, right? There'll be some USP to do. And many home buyers they're allowed to buy the capex, but the running cost, monthly maintenance is where
Yeah.
is really hits them. So the running cost for us is suppose for a home, if you
Yeah.
have a decent, not a great STP, even an average STP, you'd at least spend 400, 500 rupees per month
Okay.
per family to
Okay.
run this. This is only some 40, 50 rupees for eco STP. So that's a big difference.
Okay.
In a proper kiloliters, eco STP needs only 2 rupees per kiloliters,
Okay.
whereas 15 rupees for other
The traditional method.
for traditional method.
Okay.
Now, we have been talking to this. We got a great video from Tata Steel last week.
Yeah.
So Tata Steel, the general manager gave the video, but we went to some. It's a brand, so they do all the approvals and all.
Yeah.
So he said, he's Tata Steel. They don't care about your money. What he loves is the peace of mind. He said, I don't want to run after this. I'm running a huge factory. I have so many issues.
Yeah.
Last thing you have to run after is to see whether the STP is working or not. So the peace of mind is a huge thing because moving, like I said, blowing air through fecal matter non-stop,
Absolutely.
adding new bacteria, the whole area smells, noise. That's the key thing which we address. Plus, you have the money.
Absolutely.
So very powerful proposition, but looks for you it may look so good, man. What is this guy saying? That
Yeah.
he makes year after year money, but 99.99% is motors, right? So you
Yeah.
imagine, so you're 99.99%, right?
Yes.
So you go and say you're different, man, and that's a huge, powerful lobby
Yeah.
for this
I'm sure.
motor business, and no one want to get it. There's so many
Lose the business.
yeah.
So
So
they will put the word in the negative side. Of course.
yeah. So it is. So what it is, and we know it's not going to go well. So we got customers who are happy, delighted. Give me you have to be delighted. If you're delighted, give me a testimony, and I want only the CEO testimony, and I want to go a little deeper.
Yeah.
3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Explain your problem, journey. Why did you choose EcoSTP and what are the benefits you're gaining? And if you're not taken EcoSTP, what would I have done?
Got it.
So we got this, we started getting one by one. Now we have 19 CEOs talking
Wow.
about.
Who's talking about
Yeah. So 19 CEOs. So guys, I'm not bullshitting here.
Yeah.
It's not a fluke. It actually works. I treated 1 billion liters of water and have 19 CEOs talking about EcoSTP, and you'll be knowing this all your tribe. You'll be knowing them. You talk to them, and that's how we've been trying. Extremely tough market, though. The features are so good. right? So
wow. So absolutely brilliant, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be challenge, but I believe post the show I'm going to talk about something that has just struck me. But this is not for the content part of it. I'm going to ask you other question. The anaerobic bacteria, you said that it had value, and you saw it. My question to you is, you didn't come from this background,
yeah,
right? Typically, it is very difficult, to engage into something which is related to biology, right? And how did you develop passion for that? And how were you? I understand that you saw a problem, you got to fix it, whatever comes in your way. But didn't you find these things very complicated? And when you were finding it complicated, whom are you relying upon at that point of time? Like, who are the people who really came and told that, no, there's a value chain on topic where not too much has been written, but there is a value chain. So how did that moment of validation and clarification came that, what you guys have found is for real? Because you didn't manage to check it at that point of time. So what was that thesis or validation at that point of time?
Yeah, one in my entire career, one of the key thing I had was I was able to attract talent. I was able to see people. I love to go
Okay.
find people. So I had this always talent to look for talent and make connection with the guys. Can you help me?
Okay.
Even in the department, I know issues going and said, was I have problem, can you help me? So which typically the corporate people don't do. They don't like to go out and ask for help. So that's the only thing I had.
Yeah.
And a curious mind. Right? Curious mind when it and the huge thing is I didn't know about this tech at all. If I knew anything on wastewater industry, I would have not even gone to bacteria, and I would have been blocked.
Got it.
But experts, but a little experts, I mean, with all the respect to all the experts,
Yeah.
experts have tunnel vision. They can't think.
Yeah.
And what was so shocking is when we started digging more, right? I mean, how can it be the whole world can't be zombies? Yeah, I mean, 50, 60 years, the same blowing air.
Absolutely.
It doesn't sound right? So
there's
something wrong. So when you study the entire books was all aerobic. That's all. Unlike in computers and electronics, where you have multiple books. In fact, there's only one big book is available. It's called Wastewater Engineering by Metcalfe. That's one this big book.
Okay.
Everybody reads that book.
Understood.
There are other books, but everybody. Unlike when we learn computers, we read multiple books. Everybody reads that book, and that book is completely on aerobic systems and all. And when I did more research, I found that aerobics very good for cold countries because when you give air, the bacteria works.
Okay.
So cold countries, anaerobics not very good for very cold countries. And this author was from the cold region, and that we copy everything from where
that became an inspiration.
and then so everybody learned this. So masters of environment, everybody. So we had a case with the. I went to multiple colleges. Nobody teaches anaerobic digestion. They only teach the other one. I said, sir, why are you not teaching this? No, I'm not sure. I mean, link to it, this is what it is. Right? So even none of the IITs teaches. So they all teach. And so the new IIT that's coming up in IIT Jammu, they place order with us. It's large order. 4 STPs they give an order to us. They did a full study. And and they said we are going to teach this for the first time.
Wow.
Because this is, if you look at, I can go on and on.
Yeah.
This anaerobic bacteria itself, there are 4 sets of bacteria.
Right.
Four sets of bacteria. So when you put some waste, it gets, when I said break it up. So first fellow comes, is the hydrolysis bacteria. He breaks it down to one form. Another bacteria called acidogenic bacteria. So first the hydrolysis bacteria, then acidogenic bacteria comes. He takes it to another form. So you just visualize this, right?
Wow.
And then another bacteria called acidogenic and acetogenic, ACET. The third fellow comes and changes to something else. Then comes the methanogenic bacteria. 4 sets of bacteria in unison.
Wow.
Right? In a petri dish. And how does one guy knows that other guy is done his job? That beautiful is the nature's thing, right? And if you don't have food, they all shrink and sit. More food comes, they multiply. 2 become 4, and become more. And then this is how the nature's dynamism. Such an amazing system. It's like when you keep sugar, the hand comes, right? The cosmic intelligence.
Yes.
Right? So that's how the system is. So our system, you need only one toilet to work. I don't need more. Other system need 30% load.
Okay.
So more food comes, bacteria become more. Less food comes, less. Whereas in other systems, more food comes, you have to blow more air because it's completely man-made. This is natural. So So many customers love us because this one toilet feature. All I need is one toilet. I don't need 30% room. Suppose you're making a villa with some 1,000 homes, you won't sell 1,000 one straight.
Yeah.
So you at least sell 300, then only this STP will work. Your normal STP won't work. So
Yeah.
it get rusted, it sits and rusts because it takes 3-4 years to build up, and that's where the challenge comes. In our case, we just build this STP, and there's no moving parts. It's a civil structure, and that's it. You just put one toilet, use the security guard to use it, and that's it, and you keep scaling. So
Wow.
that's how we.
So now, okay, I have two questions, but I'm going to ask something which is a little different than what we're talking, which is related to business.
Mhm.
So since we have a lot of audience with real estate developers as well,
Right.
I wanted you to talk about, let's say, your stakeholders or the TG that you have is real estate developers,
Yeah.
hospitality,
Yeah.
and what else about
Education institutes.
Education, okay, yeah.
So
So-
commercial and
I got it. Now, let me come from the point of view of real estate developers. Okay.
Yeah.
What is it, that they have to expect out of you in terms of, what do you go and tell them that, these are the things I'm going to do. These are the things you need from them. And this is the kind of money I'm going to charge. If you could just put a little bit of a light on this.
Right. So when the great question. So tech we got from Bio-mimicry Institute and all the friends across the world. The tech is a global issue. So people love to help you because
Yes.
because so unlike the other things, not like the crypto or something. I'm trying to make some.
Yeah.
I'm trying. It's a big issue. So a lot of help across the world. How do you sell this to real estate? So
Yeah.
we joined Brigade Real Estate Program. Brigade. And Brigade they build Bangalore.
Yeah.
So what makes a real estate take? What are the nuances? How do you
Yeah.
sell to them? What are the pain points?
Yeah.
We all got from the Brigade. The
Uh-oh.
mentoring, real estate mentoring, connections, all goes from them. Because
Absolutely.
we learned early on, because if you want to scale up, one is you can have a great tech, but unless you have the domain knowledge, you can't sell.
True.
About domain knowledge of real estate, you know better. It's much different for
No
a hospital or an education institute or something. We learned a lot from them. And one of the things which is, we thought the earlier was, I'll make the whole STP and sell.
Yeah.
Right. Then what's STP made of? Is cement, steel, labor, sand.
Got it.
And these builders can do much better than you. They can procure it much cheaper
Yeah.
than you. So don't do that. You just give the license. You tell them how to do. Let them do the civil work.
Okay.
Because he's making a huge building. He can buy cement and bulk.
Okay.
Then you buying separately, and then so we flipped it. It's a tough call. Should I do the whole thing end to end?
Yeah.
But my revenues will go up, or I'll just touch to the
core area. Yeah.
license. So we again always a model we call the Qualcomm model. The Qualcomm just sells the folks on the tech.
Yes.
Cell phone is made by somebody else, right? So we said let's be a Qualcomm, and it's not easy because we had in Bangalore we had a case where in early days. Now it's okay looking back. BHEL
Implementation went wrong.
No, they said do the whole thing end to end. That's
Okay.
80 lakhs the whole work.
Yeah.
How much you're charging? I'm charging only 7 lakhs for the license and technology.
Yes.
Everything. So why are you taking 7 lakhs? Take the whole 80 lakhs and do the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Right? And then and give it to me. No, I can't be. I'm only a Qualcomm. I can't do that. And then, man, my finance guy saying, idiot, just take it out. Right? It was 80 lakhs. Why it's a good BHEL, good brand, but it's a tough choice. So we decided to stick to the.
Okay, so you don't do the whole thing.
Yeah,
on your
we don't
own.
do the whole thing. We
Okay.
tell them how to do it. We take into ownership.
Understood.
Right, so we have a detailed procedures how to do
But
it.
you have for a real estate developer who's saying, hey, I do not know anybody in this space.
We
So
have
you have some line.
we have contractors who can
Yes.
who are trained and do
Got
it.
it,
But
got
we one of the things we done is because my talent attraction.
Yeah.
We had some amazing team. We have somebody called Lokesh.
Okay.
He was a Six Sigma master black belt working for Budweiser, a beer company.
Yeah.
So I said, guys, what are you doing with the beer company, man? Come and help us
Yeah.
clean the
Clean the shed.
yeah. So he
Absolutely.
and during the pandemic time, right, so we detailed process how to step by step one do this thing. Assuming the other person don't know much. So
Yeah.
remote quality control. Since we come from IT, the global delivery model. So we've
Yeah.
done Ladakh. We've not been gone. Only once we've gone to Ladakh.
Yeah.
Right? We from Bangalore we do it. We are doing Ladakh from Bangalore. So guys, the Ladakh person makes step by step, step 1, step 2, step 3, add this, consumption, STP is ready.
Wow.
So we got this ready, and it's cheaper for the Ladakh person because he knows he can source things locally.
Makes sense, yeah.
Right, he knows the lower level. It's not me. I'm making a long, big one and shipping from here to Ladakh.
And there's a lot more scalability. as well.
Scalability,
Yeah.
sustainability, the whole thing. So we mastered the art of remote reading. Okay, revenue is a thing. IP, something worried about IP, but
Yeah.
we manage that.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that also. So that's the model we say. So we tell a developer, you buy the technology from us and you make the STP using your own resources.
So when I say, as a developer, I'm taking the technology from you.
Mhm.
What am I really getting? Is there anything in tangible, physical?
Yeah. So
form?
you first of all you get some drawings, AutoCAD drawings, how to step drawings and all.
And that depends on plant to plant.
Plan to
depending
plan,
upon
plan to
how
plan.
the
Yeah,
project
we
has come
understand the requirement because
Fair.
I don't know if I told you about this. We need
Yeah.
a little more space than a normal STP.
Okay.
I need more space. So where space in anywhere. So you had to find a space. It can be below the road, below the basement, setback, garden.
Okay.
So is all can go in shape. So the design differs from place to place.
Okay.
So give a detailed design. Then I supply we call the stage is something called filter media that we supply.
Yeah.
It comes in some 10 sacks, 10, 12 sacks. Then we supply the bacteria for this. It's
Got
all
it.
supply is only one time.
Got it.
And then there's the gas that goes out. Is a Venturi, it's a patented Venturi that we supply. So we are selling few items.
Got
We
it.
call a kit.
Understood.
So we say buy a kit, add your concrete, STP is ready.
Wow. Okay. Understood. And like when the installation is happening, you have to send your person.
Yeah,
to see-
we have a 45 quality checks.
Okay.
We make a WhatsApp group. We remote check everything.
Okay.
We also physically go there once in a while
Okay.
and check. But typically 3 visits we make.
Okay. So you need more space. Your initial cost is higher.
Yeah, initial cost is like 20% higher.
20% higher.
We need
than-
more space. These are two.
And the value chain comes from the fact that to sustain it and to maintain it, nobody has to bear any
Absolutely.
extra cost.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that's a value chain that you end up adding and providing to this thing. And if I remember at the start of our conversation, it was like almost for 150 families, 8.5 lakh being saved.
Saving, correct.
Like that's a tangible
Correct.
value
And
chain
50,
that you're
50
taking.
tons of coal.
Wow.
If
Yeah,
you like it or
absolutely.
not. You may not like it, but it feel good. Feel good.
Yeah, so all the developers, who are going to watch this video, you know why to use ECO STP, and feel free to reach out to them at any point of time. And in the meanwhile, I'll move on to my next set of questions. So, Tharun, I had a question.
Mhm.
You told that Bombay as a city, because of sea, right? It is placed differently than a city like Bangalore, and there are government initiatives now to put STPs in place. When you talked about your stakeholder at that point of time, you never said that government initiatives or when the city is getting planned. At that point of time, also something can be done with you. Is there a possibility? Are you not doing project with the government? Let's say Dhulera sir, there's a huge ecosystem coming in place. The STP that they are going to use, why can't you be there or you can be there? Like, is it not in your radar as of now? I just wanted to know from at the city planning stage itself.
So government STPs are huge, large.
Okay.
We're not in that space. So we
Will
believe
you
in.
be in the space?
Huh?
Will you ever be in that
No,
space?
we'll never be there. We are in a decentralized. We believe that
Okay.
a polluter pays. If it's this building, you put STP for your own place and you reuse the water by
Okay.
giving to the government, right? But you take the water back,
Understood.
right? So you decentralize the whole thing.
Right.
Have 1,000 mini STPs, then make one large one.
Yeah.
When you make a large one, you have to cut the road and put the pipe in, and then you have to run it, and then the
Yeah.
whole area. So we believe in decentralization.
Okay.
Okay. Generic pipe, you can always go and you can have a generic large STP from the government, but
Yeah.
we are experts in this decentralized small STPs, which can scale up to something like 5,000 homes. So
Okay.
one STP can go up to 5,000. One unit, single can go up to 5,000 homes.
Okay.
We are doing right now for Adarsh and others. So 5,000 homes, and then the smallest is around 10 homes. So 10 to 5,000 homes is that range which we use it now.
Okay.
Government, we work. Government, we been talking to government. The Karnataka Pollution Control Board, PCB is the watchdog.
Yeah.
So recently they decided to they did a study on all technologies
Mhm.
because they themselves are polluting the drain that goes to lake. Everybody's
Yeah.
lake.
Absolutely. Yes.
They want to be a role model, so they chose our technology. We just deployed it, and they're extremely happy.
Okay.
One of the first PC pollution control boards in the country to have an STP on their own.
Wow.
Because they, as per law, every building should have an STP more than 20,000 square feet.
Right.
But very little people follow and not very enforced. Bangalore is enforced very strongly. So this particular thing been working. Second, which we are looking very promising is we got a grant from Amrit 2, 2.0,
Okay.
the Government of India project to to set up STPs. So we got one grant to put an STP in Delhi. So the work is going on.
Okay.
Majnu Katila, very infamous place, one huge public toilet. So there is all again going to drain and all the muck is going all over. So we're now putting it, treating it, trying to reuse the water back.
Okay. The scalability part in terms of the scale. I'm not talking about that, how the company scale, but I'm talking about like you're getting limited to 5,000 at any point of time. 5,000 families or that you can process at a given point of time with one STP.
Yeah. 5,000 villas,
Okay. Okay. So the questions I have are two. One, what is the smallest level? You said that it's
10
single 10 homes is the basic.
homes.
Okay. And on a larger level, 5,000 getting limited to because of the technology that you have can only cater under one STP to this.
Yes. Yeah.
You are focused on it right now, understood.
Yeah.
But you never want to scale it to something larger.
I think we have even as a startup we had to focus. So we said 1,000 KLD or 1,000 KLD 1 MLD is what.
But you're focusing as a strategy, not because the technology is limiting you.
We never tried much, but I think most of it is much smaller. And we said if we are more, we can actually make more. And the decentralization concept means you have to decentralize more. So that when you make it bigger,
yes, makes sense.
Okay. And we need more space. So when you have big ones, you need more space, and where you have space. So.
Got it. So now my question next is your current traction. Where have you arrived? Like for every startup, there's a journey where they know that they're having a linear growth curve, and then there's an inflection point from where they start experiencing that exponential growth. Where in this journey you are?
Right. So we believe 200 customers, delighted customers, is a really inflection point. 200 customers.
Okay.
We are at 180. So we're
that's 20. Like and your acquisitions are happening. What at a day basis? Like your acquisition takes how many days currently?
Depends. I mean, last 780 came pretty fast. It came in less than a year.
Wow. Okay.
But that's what we believe because this is, like I said, it's too good to be true. So that people have to understand. But once you have 200 customers working, 200 customers working, there is no reason why anybody should not go for it, right? There's no reason, right?
Absolutely.
There's absolutely so 10, 20, 30, 40. We understand, and we also want to at least have some 25 testimonials. Now we are at 18, 19.
Yeah.
So testimonials are very important. Like I said about I keep talking to Tata Steel. So a factory owner, a factory head, general manager, chief operation. So he just took this water and showed this is the water.
Yeah.
I'm getting from this, and I'm saying in the last 3 years, I'm absolutely I don't bother about this and I didn't spend any money at all. Right? This is a Tata Steel chief operations of a factory saying right? That's power. So I need more people, and not many people talk, but he knows that we are a social enterprise.
Yeah.
Right. He's doing for a good cause.
Yeah.
The plan B is completely bad. Right. It's like that's not his power chemical. So he's doing a good thing. Right. So. And we work to the goodness, and that's what. So, 25 testimonials and 200 customers is what we're targeting. We believe will be a tipping point, whatever the hockey stick, whatever will happen. So, we're looking for. That's it.
So, you are 180 clients
180
and 19 testimonials.
Yes.
So, you're 6 away from that milestone, and in this side, and 20 from the clients.
That's right.
That will happen in a few 1 or 2 months or so.
No, I think 6 months to a year.
Okay, and so one more thing. When you onboard a client to this execution, typically, what is the gestation period are we talking for? Like on current average is what?
You can do it in 2 to 3 months, but some customers take 6 months, 7 months.
Because of their planning delays and all.
2 months, we can even do it 1.5 months, but 2 months is what we say.
And that you believe that your solution will take to properly execute.
But like I said, the laborers, when you make a large building, they'll do the raft here, then they go somewhere, do some other work, then come here. So it takes a long time to.
Got it.
But then people take 6 months, because it's all civil work. But 2 months you can get it.
Got it. So the next thing is traditional companies. When you spoke, you did mention that they have less startup cost, like the capital cost when they're deploying, but they make money or there's a cost that comes to the customers at a later stage in a cyclic manner.
Correct.
But I'm pretty sure these companies are the one who are taking this pie as well.
Yeah. AMC money is a big money.
Yeah, so AMC money. You do not have AMC money at all.
We don't have. Good point. Many investors ask, guys, you don't have AMC money.
Yes.
Right. So we have few AMC. Some customers have got AMC. Like for example, we have this Bangalore Koramangala Club. He said, sir, I'll give you work only if you give me take AMC, because I don't believe that STP can run on its own.
Okay.
You maybe talk, but I just don't believe. I want you to give AMC, otherwise I'll not give you the order.
But then you have an AMC for which you don't have to really work hard
Yeah.
upon.
I
Right?
said, yeah, fine, then give me AMC.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
and the AMC we don't call AMC again. The insight we got from Brigade.
Yeah.
This is where Brigade really helps. The
Yeah.
real estate insight.
Sure.
We call annual quality control contract, wherein we
Makes
take the water, test it out, the water, the sludging, remove
Yeah.
the sludge we had removed. There's no moving part, nothing much you can do.
True
So
that.
we do physical checks. So we do a quality check, peace of mind kind of check, and we charge for it. And not many customers do go for
Got
it,
it.
but that's one model. But the other normal STPs, the main revenue is the MC.
Got it.
They actually sell low to
Yeah.
make sure that they get the
They get
the running cost.
Lovely. So currently, when you can you just elaborate in terms of how many years did you have? The journey is how long?
5 years we started selling.
And,
Actually 3 years we started selling.
And now the team has grown to what size?
18, 1/8.
18 people. Okay. And currently, when you're running the operation, you believe that tomorrow, once your inflection point, 25 testimonial, 200 clients is reached. How do you see that graph going to be? So let's say you achieve it tomorrow. Now, what's my next day gonna look like? How's your action plan gonna change? Are you gonna go for 2,000 customers, 250 testimonials? And if yes, then what's the timeline there? Do you have anything mapped out?
Right. So the initial target is when everybody wants waste water treatment. Is every building needs it. Every
Yes.
building needs it. So there's like everybody needs it. But like every hospital, every education institute, colleges, all need it. But how many people go for it? So we said, and it's a very difficult market to gauge, because end of the day, my biggest competition is septic tanks and drains.
Yes.
Right? Unlike it's like the good old that Coke used to say long time back, my competition is Limbu Pani, not Pepsi.
Pepsi. Yeah.
Because that's how they're competing. So everybody dumps in the drain,
Yeah.
right? And then so we said, let's not get carried away with the target market. We'll just focus only on the new buildings that's coming up.
Absolutely.
And hopefully the new buildings, the government is really enforcing now. Every new building,
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
they're insisting on.
And with all the urbanization going on, I believe one of the inputs during Squaria's Tanu's interview, he really was very clear. I asked him that, why don't you do secondary market sales, which is the reselling of homes. He said India is going to see a lot of urbanization in coming years, which would mean there's new homes coming in.
Right.
And that is where the real market is going to be.
Right.
The reselling of the homes are not going to be very velocity-driven phenomena.
Right.
And I believe I can draw a parallel here, from what he quoted. The new homes, because of urbanizations, are only going to be coming in for the next 10, 15 years. And that's a very lucrative open market that, definitely you can capture with the market that you are building,
Right.
the solution that you have got.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to do my bit, propagating into the
Please,
developer circle that we carry. And I'm pretty sure that, why I definitely am seeing that, the great value chain that it can be utilized. And I'm just the way the Bangalore developer of, the way he marketed that,
Right,
the value chain
right.
of ECO STP. I think more people should join the ride, because more awareness goes to the customer side, better it is for us as an ecosystem, without doubt about it. So, with that, I have a question, a very signature question that I ask from every entrepreneur I'm interviewing, which is about funding. So, a lot of audience that we get currently is, the startup entrepreneurs as well, who are always wondering that, are they, like in Proptech, why there is a dearth of money coming in, right, in India. And there's so many panels I have gone through, I have initiated this dialogue, and I've understood the limitation. I want you to know from your mouth, what has been your journey like when you've gone out for fundraising, what has happened, how has been the experience like, and what are you expecting going forward for the ecosystem to change, and for you as a company to raise, how it's going to help, are you even trying to raise?
Right. So again, thanks to the mentors like Brigade,
Yeah.
we started collecting money this first deal itself. So we take 50% deposit. So we are kind
Right.
of
Cash flow driven.
Cash flow driven.
Yeah.
Very very clearly. So we don't know. In fact, out of we have around 9 customers now who paid 100%. Right? So I give a discount and give 100%. Which builder gives 100%? And nobody gives.
Yeah.
50%. So we got. And I built it up. I said, guys, 9% are given. And these are the people you call it why they give. So they given. So we are that way good. We got, like I said, we got a grant from Bio-mimicry Institute
Right.
to start with the whole thing. But as a startup, we are attracting talent. We are talking it's completely talent driven. I've got the finest industry's talent working with us, and they work, of course, because it's a huge cost also. But if you have a good employee stock option pool, and I can make money, so that I need funding, right? Then I know that what's the value of the company's worth.
Yes.
So we have like one of the planks we said is we want to be delighted, customers to be delighted, not satisfied, right? So how can we in STP not even satisfied? How can we be delighted? So we have Ramya joining for just that. She's heading learning development, and they come with their expertise. So she comes with the expertise called the Net Promoter Score. How do you do the NPS?
Yeah.
And they deploy NPS. Who does NPS in a STP industry?
Yeah.
And NPS not only for the builders, the vendors, employees, staff, everything. So we have that great talent coming. We have to share the talent. So one of the ways to we have stakes for the talent that comes in.
Yeah.
So stakes will only make sense unless you have some funding comes in. So we got when we looked for funding 2 years back. We had a lot of choices, but we said we'll go to something called impact funders who look little long term.
Yeah.
So 10 years, 20 years. That is short term, 3-year double money, 3x, 4x, 4x. So we've been, and the space we are in, we are fortunate. We are in the space.
Yeah.
So we are. It's a good proposition because we actually make money. We are a profitable startup.
Yeah.
From year one, we make small profit, but we made the profit from year one, and all the years we have been profitable, and so that's good. And also, I make an impact. So I tell them I make a profit. We also say how much coal we saved year after year, and we have a dashboard running to show that how many tons of coal we saved, how much power we saved. So that's sustainable story.
Yeah.
We have this, like I said, IIT Madras done a study on how much SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, we confirmed to, and we have 6 SDGs we confirmed to. All their sustainable stories. So we got funding from Habitat for Humanity, New York, small funding. So that's what now. Once we have a plan to raise next round soon. But we already got a funding. That means I have already valuation done. I already know what it is. But for a day-to-day operation, we don't need fund. But to really scale, because now before we are sure that in a 6 months, 1 year time, some competition will jump in. So we want to be the market leader in this space.
So when you say you have to scale in your business model would mean what? It means technology is there. You need more people who can create awareness, deploy.
I don't need, because I have the tech is there. I don't have to double more and more people. I don't have to do, but I more market awareness, more scaling. Right. So that's where people like you talking to people. So that's where we really need to really scale, and that's what we'll be looking for. And not only here, globally, it's a big issue. Dhaka, we went to the 2 weeks back. We were in a Dhaka fair. It's the same issue there. And they are huge, very expensive buildings with a lot of money there. But sewage is a big concern there. So there is money there too. They're putting STPs, and there's a possibility there. Entire Africa is a huge country.
Yeah.
Opportunity there. Australia is opportunity. So we're looking at all multiple places. So we want to go to scale globally. You need to have some funding. We want to do that. So that's what we do.
Super. And you're saying that for you the TAM here is just not the Indian market. There's a possibility beyond, because nothing of this sort is happening internationally as well currently.
No, internationally. By the way, internationally the sewage is government's property. The government will take your sewage and goes.
Okay.
Only India is there. Is outsourced to UAE. So sewage is not your property. You take it away. But there are many countries when it's not
covered. A market for you.
Yeah, it's covered by wherever it's not covered by sewer line. You can easily recapture. In our case, we are just right now targeting the some 13,500 plus buildings coming up in all the key metros next few years. So that means 13,500 STPs are required. If you're not mine, it will go to somebody. That is some 800 crore market. Just that small slice. We're just focusing on that. Then others will come. Hospitals come. Factories will come.
Absolutely.
We don't even know how many factories are coming up. So there's a huge market there. Okay. And that's a retro market who already have STPs. That's another huge market which have not been gone. There's some have done a conversion, but that's another huge market. Very difficult to get into the TAM there.
Yeah.
And then it can become, you'll fool yourself by such a huge market, but can you really deliver? Because those are running STPs now. I can't break that. Our Indian psyche, we want to use it as much as possible. Rather change the oil and run it than start a new thing.
Absolutely.
But there are few, like Titan is a good example. So Titan in Bangalore, they're large STP plant, working very well, very expensive to run. So they're shutting it down and moving to our STP. So work is going on, and our STP is almost getting commissioned. Now they'll switch out the old one and then move. So we'll make this a case study, and guys, try to do it others also. But that's a huge market which you're not gone there. So we, for TAM point of view, we're just looking at the new buildings coming up. Much more easy to control and access.
Wow. So, with regards to this, only I wanted to know, while you're running your like this whole journey, at that point of time, every entrepreneur goes through a particular point where they're always doubting, like maybe I've got the right solution, but I may not know the execution. Maybe I'm executing it fine, but nobody needs it, right? And I'm trying to create a dialogue, but people are too much hardwired to what is happening in the past, and they're not wanting to change. I'm sure you would have gone through that kind of journey as well, listening to the narrative that I've understood so far. My question to you is, what is that point where you really realize that my solution is correct, my execution is going on par, and if this set of people have taken or they have understood, I'm pretty sure I'm here for a very larger ride. What is that moment in your journey where you felt this way, and you really felt that in mind basically, why I said like we are here up to 4 days, right? That confidence point, that validation point, what was that?
One other thing about this, the client called Co-Evolved, based out of Bangalore, right? Co-Evolved Estates.
Okay.
Person called Suhail Rahman. So when I met him and explained the whole thing, he had already had 4 or 5 STPs failed, all in the past.
Okay.
He already tried all the technologies in the place. Right? So he said, wow, it's great. And he did a study on our STPs, and he chose us, and that was the thing. And he had a vision of giving drinking water from STP.
Okay.
Right? So that is a little overkill, but
drinking
water from STP. Right? So, but
putting into a project of his own.
Oh, his own.
For customers. Okay.
For his own.
Yeah.
And he said, we'll do this drinking water. Yes, we can do that. So that is a huge confidence. Can you make drinking water from STP? Yes, I can. We'll do it.
Oh my God.
And we did it. Of course, the drinking water needs power. Some filters are required.
Absolutely.
But we deployed it. But that was a huge confidence. Okay, somebody said, everything is failed. Okay? I'm trusting you to do this because I have this. And he's the one who the first testimony.
Yeah.
We have 19 first testimony given by him, and that's where I think, and we deployed this drinking water system for him.
Yeah.
We call toilet to tap. Is very good water, but mindset issue. People are not drinking.
Absolutely. So, no, makes sense. Absolutely. Yes. No matter how much of hard you try, unless this is real fraud, people are not going to risk it. But yeah, for the value chain, at least that somebody is trying to attempt and claim it, I believe that proves that the kind of confidence that they have in the product.
And another brand, I don't name the public sector, large public sector company chooses, but they can't choose me because I have to go to tender process.
And I will not qualify.
Tender proper, I don't qualify because what is this available? So they decided to go ahead with this, right? So they had an in-house IIT person to write a report comparing all the 4 or 5 technologies.
Wow.
And then he made a report, and the 4 general managers signed, saying that we are choosing ECO STP because of so and so reason.
Yeah.
Because
and there's no tender that happened.
And they did a inside tender, illegal but not outside tender.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow RTA comes, something happened.
Yes.
So that was the thing. But this is all government operators, right? Somebody put the career on job and then say that was a game. And then they know this is something good, right? There has to be something.
If they are risking because
So it's not when they don't sign, 4 general managers signed and we got the deal and we deployed. So that was the 2 things which really said.
Wow. So no, that's beautifully laid out. My next question regarding to this itself is, every entrepreneur again has that narrative where that I'm doing this today, and with the time as it progresses, this is the milestone where I have to reach. What's that milestone for you?
Yeah. So we made one of our investors. They said same question like you asked.
Yeah.
I like to put money in your company, everything, but I will not put because we don't have a vision or mission.
Okay. Okay.
So I said, after my team, what I live, you have no vision, no mission. Why everything looks good, but this is my tick box, and shit, but we didn't have a. So we went to my old IM Bangalore team. So we worked with the team, detailed mission documents. So one of the things he said is we want to treat every single drop of wastewater naturally. Reclaim every single drop of wastewater naturally. So that is and that's a big, hairy, big one. And that's a huge goal that can be really good. And it was looking so difficult when I wrote it. But now I've done billion liters. So maybe it's possible, right? Because I've done a billion liters. There's nothing stopping from doing this. So it's a big one. And this is large enough problem. It's a big problem. It's not only here. It's a global. It's a nice
True
thing
that.
to have. And so we'll continue to work on the progress of working on that mission. Reclaim every drop of water naturally.
Super. Beautifully laid out here. So, coming towards the last now section of this engagement of ours, we have two signature questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask the first one. You have to name two startups in the Proptech sector in India whom you love or you're following or you adore or you're keeping a tabs on, or they're doing something interesting, and I want to push them as much as I can, or yeah, so it's two startups which are maybe inspiring you.
No doubt, Porthole Raja and Clarko.
That was quick from sustainability. Okay. So yeah, I'm
very,
happy.
very unique, very unique. And Clarko now has gone to I think they're opening office in Middle East. They got the Aldar and all. So
Yes,
really,
they were here on that day when they
Yeah.
got the call,
Oh, yeah.
and that news broke.
Porthole Raja is doing work in Africa, right?
Yes.
On as something with a sustainable mat.
Yeah.
And that the grid design in Africa, but amazing. Both I really admire both of the companies.
Absolutely. No, I love them. And for all the audience, or if you're watching this episode, their episodes are already live. So go watch their episodes as well. And I'm pretty sure you will love what they have spoken and what they are doing as well. And if in case you like their journey as well, keep pushing your comments there, your likes there, and keep sharing the videos to as many people as you can. So coming back to you, the next and the most important signature question of our format, that is, if ECO STP is an individual and that person has to live a day to make sure that the goal of the company, which the vision that you laid out, that is not to be compromised, how his day will pan out, like what will he do waking up in the morning and before hitting the bed. Yeah, please feel free. Feel free. It's a question that is an attempt for us and other audiences to understand that what is it really takes to build what you're really doing, and for people to understand that though it may look like you're doing the STP, but then there's R&D going, there's technology which is which you're keeping a tabs on, there's deployment, there's execution, there's inspection, and then there is business development. So all of it I'm pretty sure, but maybe there's missing piece, or maybe some part of operation we are not even I'm not even able to like keep a tab on, and what would be that. So if you could take us through that journey of the day of
Right. Yeah, well, let's take the typical day. Usually we get incoming calls from some builder.
Okay.
So incoming calls, you would have heard that something like ECOSTP, can you come and explain? So the selling part, the ECOSTP, what ECOSTP explanation, and none of his people love us. So is it approved by PCB? Is approved by thing? Then we answer one by one to show the features. Then comes the space. How can I'm sold on STP, but will it fit in my particular space? I have only this much space. Can you do this, right?
Yeah.
So I do round the thing. I make it in the bottom. I do all the design work. Make sure that it goes back and sir, it actually works. So now question is how much it will cost. So can you send me the bill of quantity? How much it will cost? So then he already done a comparison of this conventional STP, the motor. Then the comparison with the old other STP and his STP, how much it will cost. But then we agree negotiate the price, and we agree start work. Then we do the detailed design. So once the detailed design starts, we make the detailed design, send the design to them. Structural checking, what is coming at the top of the building, STP, some garden, or the building, or the car parking, those questions. So deploy the. Then we train the civil contractor how to deploy this STP. The training happens, and they start deploying, and we do all the quality checks. We have some 45 quality checks, make sure it's done stage by stage, check 1, check 2, check 3, check 4, check 4. And once it's done, then we supply the materials. We supply the filter media in between.
Okay.
And when it's all done, we apply add the bacteria. We guarantee this, and then we certify that it's all working well. And then we go back and say, take the water quality. How good the water quality after a few months? And is it really happy? Are you really delighted? Please give a testimonial. So that is stuff.
Wow, that is, and I believe this was one of the most exhaustive answer also for this question I've got. Most of the time people have like acted really smart and they've chosen those macro pointers. You really went in detail. And Tharun, thanks a ton
Thank you.
for being so candid. And the kind of knowledge that I've garnered today, I believe I'm already feeling rich. And I believe this is the purpose of one of the largest purpose of starting this. And this is one episode I'm going to carry with me forward. And there's a lot that I have absorbed, and that I'm going to think about in the night before I hit the bed for today. And for all the audiences who are watching this, I'm so glad that you was a full episode, and I'm hopeful that you enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you have any other question for Tharun, feel free to put it into the comments at any point of time. I will make sure that whatever comment, whatever question that you ask, we do get back to him, ask those questions, revert back on your comment. Spread the love. We will catch up with you the next Wednesday with a new entrepreneur from the Proptech sector of India. See you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.